That young man, and if he's 34, I can call him a young man. It won like the greatest landslide probably in New York history. I mean, certainly in recent times. And he used that moment to say that he will fight anti-Semitism in New York and stand shoulder to shoulder with his Jewish brothers and sisters.
So again, I'm going to judge him not on what he says in a speech, but on what he does over time. This morning, and I will tell you, I've gotten so many calls from Jewish New Yorkers who are alarmed. Their kid was harassed in college. Their child was bullied in K through 12. Their synagogue was vandalized. So here's what ADL is doing right now. If you are a Jewish New Yorker, we have your back, and we will hold Mamdani, Mayor-elect Mamdani, accountable. Look, it's not about politics. This morning we launched a tip line at adl.org NYC. So if you are Jewish and you experience anti-Semitism where you work or where you worship or where you live, we want to know so we can track it.
Well, and look, I tell you, there has been anti-Semitism in New York that we've talked about time and time again. This isn't something new because he got elected last night. Will you work with him? Will you sit and talk to him? Will you have him be a part of this process?
He has said publicly that he will not work with the ADL and Jonathan Greenblatt. He said that, not me. Look, we're an institution. This organization was founded in 1913. We work with mayors and governors and presidents irrespective.
And why has he said he won't work with you?
You have to ask him. But at the end of the day, yesterday, the Jewish community, Joe, the UJA and the ADL and the American Jewish Committee released a joint statement. And we are concerned because Jewish New Yorkers are alarmed. And what I can tell you is I look right at the camera. If you are a Jewish New Yorker, we have your back. We launched the Mamdani Monitor this morning. We are simply going to track, again, not what he says in a single speech, but what he does. And at the end of the day, my goodness, I hope he is incredibly successful at fighting anti-Semitism. I hope he undertakes steps to keep Jewish New Yorkers safe. But it is my job to make sure that every Jewish New Yorker isn't living in fear.
That's what I want you to do. At the same time, you obviously you want to judge him by what he's saying now, right? And what he does moving forward, not a tweet in 2022 or 2023, right?
So we will judge him on the people he appoints, on the policies he implements, and on the programs that he launches. I want to know, what's he doing in the education system? Will it be fact-based or politicized for our kids? I want to know, will Jewish houses of worship and JCCs continue to be protected because they're under threat? I want to know, is he going to change the purchasing policies because of his ideological commitment to BDS? Potentially hurting the pocketbooks of New Yorkers. Look, he won yesterday, and I saw the previous segment. Amazing numbers. People care about affordability in this city, and I get that. But as an organization that's seen levels of anti-Jewish hate that literally have broken records every year, my job is to keep them safe, and we won't stop.
So I pushed him yesterday on BDS. He's espoused that policy for a long time. Will he bring it into the to the mayor's mansion? And he effectively said yes, a version of it. He makes a distinction, as many people do, between Jews in New York and the state of Israel. What he's saying is, I take my brothers and sisters, Jewish New Yorkers, separate from the policies of the state of Israel. BDS, he says, is meant to punish the state of Israel. How do you respond to that distinction?
Well, look, there's lots of room to criticize policies of the state of Israel. But what I worry about, what New Yorkers worry about, is when the guy gets assaulted for wearing a yarmulke and they hit him in the head and yell at him as a Zionist. Or when the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania is burned down by someone who claims Josh Shapiro has a policy on Palestine, which he doesn't. Or when two young Jewish people are shot and killed outside the Jewish Museum by someone who yells Free Palestine. Or when an elderly person is firebombed in Boulder, Colorado. Like an 80-year-old woman by someone angry about Gaza.
We're all shocked, and we all find this abhorrent, and I'm sure that the next mayor would say the same thing, wouldn't he?
You have to ask him.
Well, I think he has said the same thing. I don't know. I think you have to. I think you look at the fact that he has gone to one high holiday service after another. He has talked to the Jewish community.
That's not exactly right. He went to an anti-Zionist synagogue, which is like going to the black breakout at CPAC and saying you understand African Americans. I mean, come on.
You're saying he hasn't talked to the Jewish community?
I don't know of a mainstream. Now, look, he has been to synagogues. He has Jewish people working for him for sure.
Right.
But if you look at the biggest institutions that represent Jewish New Yorkers, I have yet to see him engage with any of those. Now, my hope is the mayor-elect will do so in the days and weeks to come. But in the meantime,
but you're not suggesting that he supports the firebombing in Colorado.
Never said that.
You're not suggesting that he supports the firebombing.
I never said that.
But you know what? There is a lot.
Let me be clear.
There's a lot of blurring and blending here, Jonathan. And you know I love you, and you're on all the time, and I'm always a fierce defender of yours. But you seem to be like blurring a lot of things together, and then looking into that camera and say, call us. We're going to make sure that he doesn't support the.
No, I say to Jewish New Yorkers, call us if you feel unsafe.
Okay.
I say to Jewish New Yorkers, call us if you are harassed. And so let me clarify.
How about you calling his team, Mamdani's team? Or how about talking to people who may know him and you?
Let's see if that happens.
Like Reverend Al. Talk to Reverend Al. Maybe you guys can get together and have lunch and talk. Isn't that a more constructive thing to do?
Talk right here.
That would be great.
Reverend Al will do it. Come here, talk right here.
But I won't be, look, like I am willing to have conversations, hard conversations.
Right.
Because my job is to keep the community safe. But let me be clear, I'm not accusing him of those things. What I want to make sure is he doesn't create an environment where Jewish people are unsafe. He doesn't create an environment where globalized intifada becomes a mantra.
And if he does, we will be the first, as you know, right?
I do.
We'll be the first to call him out. Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, we should also note, polling last week, Quinnipiac poll said he had the support of about a third of Jewish New Yorkers, and that many had said that it was about policies of the state of Israel. That is why they resonate, because they were upset with what they saw in Gaza as well. So that was Joe sort of anticipated what I was going to say here, is that why not use this moment is just a chance to have an olive branch, to shake a hand, to have a conversation with him and his team.
Look, we criticized candidate Trump, and we have to work with the Trump administration. We've criticized candidate Mamdani, and we will have to work with him as the mayor. That's what we do at ADL. We don't play for the red team or the blue team. We're the umpire who calls balls and strikes.
What do you want him to do?
Good question. I would like to see the mayor-elect live up to what he said last night in terms of being there for every Jewish New Yorker. So what does that mean? Confirm there will be no extremists in his administration. Confirm that he will not bring politics into the education system for K through 12 kids. I want to make sure that the people, the programs he introduces, like to keep Jewish New Yorkers safe at their synagogues and their JCCs, are maintained. Commissioner Tisch has done an amazing job. Let's keep that going. I want to make sure that he doesn't break up the task force of the NYPD that's kept Jewish people safe, and there have been mobs outside our Hillels and our synagogues. So basically, I'd like to see a plan. We asked for this during the campaign. We didn't see it. I'm hopeful that he'll do it now. All I care about is keeping the community safe at a time when, again, the acts of harassment and vandalism and violence are higher than they've ever been. So, Mike, all I want is clarity on what he will do. Not pablum and rhetoric and speeches, but real world action.
Let's see if we can get y'all. Let's talk to Reverend Al and see if we can get y'all together, first of all. And secondly, if there's any slippage in any of it, you come here on this show.
I know you will.
We'll talk about it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.